Hello, tea friends. This is Barb Gully from Barb's Tea Service, and we are back with our podcast courtesy ONTV Studios. And I'm here, as always, with studio engineer, co-host, and arm candy, Chris Gully.
Here I am.
Hi, Chris.
I can't hide from you.
No, you can't. We don't want you to.
Okay, fair enough.
We like you front
All right.
and center.
Okay.
So, we're here with podcast 74.
Amazing. Here we go again.
We like to keep track,
Yes.
as we learned.
Yes,
But we had another adventure-filled week.
we did.
And I first want to start off by sharing and congratulating my co-host
Yes.
and arm candy
Yep.
on co-sharing
Yep.
a recent award.
A major award.
A major award.
Okay.
Last week, Barb's Tea Service
Yep.
received Podcast of the Year from ONTV Studios.
Yeah. Yes.
Wow. That was such a nice surprise
Yes,
and a
it
great
was.
honor.
Yeah.
Very, very excited about that. And that was just one of the many sweet things we
All right.
encountered last week.
Okay.
And our theme today, other than that wonderful honor and award, is chocolate, chocolate, chocolate.
They're all good things.
They're all good things. So, of course, chocolate, almost everybody
Yep.
loves chocolate.
Yep.
But we found a chocolate that has a rather unsavory name.
Oh, no.
Kind of can put people off. But
Yep.
there's a story to that.
Right.
We'll talk about
Right.
that. With that said, here
Right.
are the topics we hope to cover today.
All right.
Podcast of the Year Award.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yep.
Chocolate tea.
Uh-huh.
Guild chocolates, a trip across the bridge.
Okay.
Duck doo-doo tea.
Okay.
And we'll substitute doo-doo for
Bleep.
yes.
All right.
And if we have time, we'll do a sneak peek
All right.
on next week's topics of time out
All right.
theme.
Interesting.
And
Okay.
yes, and an update on the bronze fonds. And again, if we have some time, a little bit of fun and games.
All right.
All right. But first, tea.
All right. Ooh, here we go.
All right. So this is morning cocoa tea from Fu Wan Chocolates.
Oh, this is quite good. This is very good.
Oh, this is really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. So but it's not a black tea, right?
It is. It's
Okay.
an herbal, actually.
Oh, okay. All right.
But it has kind of a hearty.
Well, I typically, my personal taste, I tend to not like herbals because they're kind of like, bland or something.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But this has got a hit to it.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. It's surprising.
Yeah.
So, right, this is an herbal, so there
Right.
is no Camellia sinensis in it.
Right, right.
But here are some of the ingredients.
Okay.
Cocoa husk, chrysanthemum, bee pollen, and licorice.
Okay. All right.
And because it does have a little bit of that cocoa
Right.
husk into
All right.
it, you get a bit of caffeine.
All right, little hit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
And I'm guessing that's why it's called morning tea.
Okay, right.
But this is really good.
It is. Yes, very good. Yeah.
Nutty.
Yeah, it's very good. It's got a complexity that
Yes.
typical herbal teas just don't have.
You're right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's got a floor.
Yes. Full body.
There you go.
Yes, I agree with that.
Okay. All right, we're all over this.
We're excited.
All right.
And then, so this also gets us out of our Earl Grey comfort zone.
Okay.
Not that there's anything wrong with it.
No.
But
Oh,
but I am going to talk a little bit about Earl Grey this morning.
sure.
And that comes in the form of chocolate.
Nice. All
Earl
right.
Grey. This
Okay.
is one of the offerings from Guild Chocolate.
Uh-huh. Yes. That's a little find last weekend.
Yes. And this is in Petrolia,
Right. Ontario.
Ontario.
Right.
And we're going to talk a lot about that today.
Right.
But before we get to that,
Yes.
let's switch from Ontario
Yes.
to ONTV.
Okay. Nice.
And we had a wonderful time last week.
We did.
ONTV had their banquet and awards ceremony.
Yeah.
And first, a shout out to everybody here at the studio. And of course, a special thanks to Ian Locke,
Right.
Tracy Marsh,
Yep.
Joe Johnson,
Right.
and Joey Tissick.
Right.
We see them all the time, but it was really nice to see them after hours.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And we had the extra bonus of having our son with us, our oldest son, Rob,
Yep.
who's also been 5-time special guest
Yes.
BTS podcast.
Yes.
And he's going to keep that title until he comes back for the 6th.
Okay. a lot of sewing going to happen, I guess.
That's right.
All right.
Well, we probably won't give him another one until the 10th.
Okay.
But
right.
another hoodie. But he did wear his 5-time hoodie.
Yes.
So
right. Very good.
Yes. All right. So I want to show you, Chris, I think we were both kind of taken aback when they announced our name.
Although we do like going to places where we get awards.
We do. We do. Do you know more?
Yeah, I know.
We'll be there.
I know. There it is. There's that bad boy
You
up on
see
the camera.
it?
Yeah, very nice.
So this was really, as I said, pretty exciting.
Yeah.
And we did get one thing. So we were a little taken by surprise. So Rob, though, was quick with the phone camera, and he took a lot of snaps for us, which we got to share. And actually, ONTV does have a little clip of that on their YouTube station. Right. And when they did a little highlights.
Right. Yeah.
And it showed that we really like to celebrate milestones, big or small.
Right.
So we had the 50th, the 60th, the 70th.
Right. Yeah, and it was an interesting crowd reaction. It was really well done. It starts off with you were saying, well, this is our 40th, and then our 50th, and then we got to the 60th and 70th. You could hear the crowd going, "Oh, don't these people have a hobby?"
Yeah, that is our hobby.
Okay, all right. Fair enough.
So, anyway, I again want to thank everybody there. It was really a fun evening.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah,
delicious catered food.
The tiramisu was excellent.
Excellent. So we put on a few. We added a lot of calories last week because I'm going to jump now from ONTV back to Ontario.
Okay.
All right.
Very good.
And last weekend, we took an international excursion.
Exactly. Yes.
We went across the Blue Water Bridge.
Yes.
And went to Petrolia.
Right.
And this is about 20 miles past Sarnia.
Right. So I might talk about this later, but this, I have relations in Canada, and we visit there, fairly frequently. And for us, it's convenient to take the Blue Water Bridge and go through Sarnia. And Petrolia was kind of one of these place names, side of the road, and that's an odd name sort of thing. But anyway.
Right. Yes. I do want to talk a little bit more about the town.
Right.
But first, why we went there.
Yes.
Okay. So we went there for Guild chocolates. Neither one of us can remember who was the one who first saw it. I thought it was you.
Yeah. I ran across and it looked interesting and kind of close by. So it was a nice little, one tank trip, for us to take.
That's the thing. We haven't been there, and it's so close.
It is, yeah.
I mean, for most people in the metro area, it's going to be an hour to 2 hour drive.
At most.
At most,
right.
Okay, so you had found this place, and it's only open on
So
Saturdays.
she has retail hours for part of the year, only on Saturdays between like 11 and 5.
Right, and the owner you're talking about is Jacqueline Sanders.
Right.
And so you found this out. Because of that, we had to kind of we'll plan out, and you let her know we were coming.
Yes,
She was, well, we walked in the door.
Yeah.
And she's just as sweet and inviting as her chocolates.
Right.
Within, I think, maybe 2 minutes.
Yeah, you guys were BFFs.
Oh, we were old friends.
Yeah.
Old friends.
Yeah.
And so she makes all her own chocolates.
Yes. Yeah.
Crazy impressive resume.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So she studied art history at Cambridge. In England.
Right.
Lived in New York for 11 years. Honed her culinary skills.
A pastry chef, right?
Pastry chef.
Yeah, right.
Yes. And then she moves back to Petrolia, her own hometown.
Right.
And opens up this chocolate shop.
Right.
With all this, I thought she's going to be older.
Yeah. Yeah.
But she's got a variety of chocolates.
Right.
And all different kinds of flavors. Very creative. And she's got chocolate bars. She's got different shapes like bubbles and frogs.
Yeah.
And many of these are award-winning.
Yes.
international and national.
Right.
And she had, actually, there's a sampler.
Right.
It comes almost looks like a little black jewel box.
Yeah.
And it had 6 of her award-winning
Yes.
chocolates.
Yeah.
And one of them was Fruity.
Yes.
T-E-A, Fruity.
Right.
That's why we're BFFs now.
Right.
And that has matcha, among other things, matcha and raspberry.
Right. Yeah. And it's a very, I mean, these were really, really, really good. And obviously, I mean, a remarkable, chef in her own right, and does these chocolates. And so we're so glad we found this place.
I know. It's like uncovering a big treasure.
Yeah, I know.
That you didn't know anyone had talked about in our circle.
Yeah.
So they also, as far as tea goes, they also sell a loose, different blends of loose tea.
Sure.
And then she has this, as I mentioned, the Earl Grey.
Right. Uh-huh.
And it's so good.
Yes.
I can have my tea and eat it too.
Okay. Go ahead.
I know. That won a competition, the Canadian Chocolate Competition 2023.
Right.
Mm-hmm. If I mentioned that. But in addition to this, she also does special events throughout the year.
Right.
She just did a Churchill.
Winston Churchill.
Yeah. Where she had food of his era, things that he liked.
Right.
And she talked about the historical background.
Right.
And I would have loved to have gone.
Yeah.
That was sold out.
Yeah.
But she has other historical themed events.
Right.
So she's got, listen to this, Titanic,
Yeah.
Dickens, Frank Lloyd Wright.
Right. Yeah.
Matt and Jenna.
Yeah. All right. There you go.
I'm talking to you.
Right.
And then an afternoon tea. She's got afternoon tea in May.
Right.
Guess who's going?
We're signed up.
Oh, yeah. Cannot wait for that. And I did want to say that, we did talk a little bit about Petrolia. You mentioned that we had gone through Sarnia quite a bit, but never stopped.
Right.
And so this Petrolia is a very small town.
Right.
But pretty. It's very pretty.
Yeah.
And it was, in 1866, they discovered oil.
Right. Kind of a Saudi Arabia of its time, I guess. Yeah.
And hence the name.
Yeah, right.
And after that, they had several boom periods.
Right.
But almost 150 years later comes Guild Chocolate.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And the other part of this region, and I think there's more we need to discover here, but you had talked to her husband, Matt.
Right.
And you asked if there was...
Well, we were in town, and is there any good places for lunch? And he says, well, it's a small town, blah, blah, blah. But he said, one place I've been wanting to go to is a Scottish gastropub in Sarnia, which is going to be on our way back. Mm-hmm. And he gave us the names, the Fork and Thistle.
Okay.
And so we went there and had a marvelous lunch. He was talking about something called Scotch eggs, which I'd kind of heard about.
Yes.
Didn't really know too much about it, but so we, being the adventurous gastronomes that we are, we pulled into Sarnia, found a place, and it was kind of a blustery, rainy day.
It was.
And so you walk in, it's like instantly like, nice and comforting, and very
is.
and the wait staff was very attentive, and all the things you want.
Right.
And so we
but kind of an unassuming
right
storefront.
Yeah.
And you go in and you just feel like instantly.
Yeah, it's kind of like Cheers or something like that. Yeah, it's got a bar and all that stuff. But anyway, so they specialize in Scottish food, and so we ordered we just kind of got some of their appetizers and got Scotch eggs, which is basically it's a soft-boiled egg that's kind of in a coating and then all kind of fried together. And it was really good.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really, really good. And then they had another dish called haggis neeps and...
spring roll?
It was a spring roll. Nappies was
okay.
Yeah, these were all Scottish words. I had no idea what but anyway, it was a savory and very good. It had some nice sauces to go with it. So very enjoyable, and they were happy to see us.
They were.
Yeah.
And we topped it all off with sticky toffee.
Oh,
pudding.
yes. There you go. Yeah.
All right. So it made me think. So 2 trips. Our first trip to Scotland.
Right.
It was just you and I, and we were in Edinburgh.
Uh-huh.
And we went to the first restaurant we went to.
Yes.
We were sitting across from this table.
Yeah.
Where the waitress was trying to explain.
Yeah.
I told you haggis is not a dessert.
I know.
They were complaining. They thought it was some,
Yeah.
you know.
The first clue is haggis.
Yes. Sort of like this name of the tea that we
Right.
come up with.
Right.
But yeah, so kind of these ugly tourists.
Yeah.
You know, they
Yeah.
give tourists a bad name.
Yeah.
They wanted their money back.
Yeah.
But the second trip we went to
Yeah.
England and Scotland with
Right.
me and Jenna
Mm-hmm.
in 2023, and Jen and I were on this mission
Right.
to try all the sticky toffee puddings. Every time we'd go someplace, if it was on the menu,
Yep.
we were going to have it.
Yeah. It was a worthy mission.
It was. And I want to tell you
Yes.
that this place, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it was chef's kiss.
Yeah. It was really good.
And they are from the UK.
Right. He's from Scotland. I think his wife is from Quebec.
Oh, okay.
And so they settled in Sarnia and opened up this restaurant.
That's right. Because
Yeah.
I think they met
Right.
in England.
Right.
Right,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you're right.
Yeah.
She is from Canada.
Right.
Okay, so highly recommend
Yes.
that.
Right.
And now,
Okay.
all those goodies,
Yes.
let's get back to chocolate.
Okay.
And now we have this duck.
You can say the word.
You know what? We're a family show.
Yeah.
I'm going to substitute sheep
Okay.
for S-T.
All right.
And our listeners are pretty quick.
Okay.
They're going to figure
okay.
it out, right?
Very good.
All right. So last weekend we had a birthday game night with
Yeah.
the kids at our house.
Right.
And we got a lot of April birthdays.
Yep.
And one of the things that daughter Rachel and son-in-law Sean gave me,
Yeah.
it was sort of a little theme
Right.
with chocolate,
Right.
tea,
Right.
and chocolate tea.
Yes.
So they were the ones that brought us this chocolate
Right.
tea that we tried this morning. And the thing that caught my attention immediately was this. And it's called Duck Sheep Tea.
Okay. Right. Yes.
It's a chocolate bar,
Right.
but there really is the tea.
Right.
And Rachel and Sean had bought all these products at this gourmet food emporium in Salt Lake City.
Right.
They were there earlier this month.
Right.
But Rachel said that she had the tea when she was in China.
Right.
Because she lived there for half a year.
Right.
Recently. And she said what she had heard was that the tea was so good
Yes.
that the farmer who
Yep.
produced it
Right.
wanted to keep people away, so he gave it this awful name.
Yes.
So
Okay.
kind of misleading.
Yeah.
And I think there's did you have a term for
Well, so we're a little bit word nerds, and so there are other examples like I think the thing we know about is like Iceland and Greenland. So was it Leif Erikson or one of those guys was wanted Iceland was actually a good place to go to, and he didn't want people to know about it. And then, down the road in your Viking longship, so to speak, is not such a great place. So he named that Greenland, and he named the island he liked Iceland. so anyway, it's one of those. So the term is I was like, okay, what is that? Because that's when we were kids or something like that. Someone that you really admired. Oh, they were bad. That's a bad guy. That sort of thing. So in the same vein, so there's a term called apotropaic. I'm probably mispronouncing it.
That's
apotropaic is a Greek word, and it's kind of more. In ancient cultures, to kind of ward off evil spirits and things like that.
Yes.
To give it a name to throw them off. Like one of the things I read was if you have a child you would give it some name that would translate to very old or something like that to throw off the evil spirit, so they wouldn't come after the child.
Okay.
And then the other term is probably would more understand as a pejorative misnomer.
Okay. I think we all get that right away, right?
Yeah, right. So that's kind of the. So I thought that was interesting.
It's very interesting, and that is absolutely kind of what's behind the title.
Yep, sorry.
of I think you told me I have less time, so that I would keep going, right?
Right. Yeah, sorry.
You're kind of doing the pejorative misnomer on me as far as time goes. Okay. Yeah. Well, this is kind of what was behind this name of duck sheep tea. Yeah. So I did a little digging, a little bit more, and I found out that according to this trade publication, UK's Tea Trade, they said that there's two theories about this, and one is much like what Rachel was talking about. There was this farmer who lived in the Guangdong province. This is southeast China. And he took a tea bush from another region higher up. He brought it to his rather yellow-hued soil, and it produced such amazing tea. It surpassed anything in his area. So,
to throw off the competition,
to get those ruthless competitors off his trail, throw them off the scent, he gives it this name. The other theory comes from actually the soil itself. So the soil in this region has like a yellow loam on it. And it also has an overall color of yellow and brown. So the locals called it this because it resembled the excrement of the
local fowl.
And it sort of was, this is the excrement because they were grain fed. They're farmers. And that's what it looked like. So what some are thinking, the takeaway here is that it probably was a combination of both. Like this farmer took what was already a reference and just honed in and put this label on his tea to keep people away. So very clever. What's another interesting thing though is by any other name would duck sheep tea smell as sweet.
Wow. Okay.
All right. So back in 2014, there was actually a movement by a Chinese Tea Farmers Association to change the name.
All right. The marketing people come in and say, this is not gonna go.
I know. And this was, they tried to gentrify elevate it. So they came up with this name, Silver Flower Fragrance.
Blah.
Well, you know what? The duck sheep hit the fan. The fans would not put up with it.
Wow. They did that. Okay.
And they rebelled. They said no. They want to keep to its original name. And it showed that there was this movement for some of these high-end teas that that people who are big consumers of this, who prize this, also prize the identity, its provenance.
It's very authentic.
So, that tea, we hear a lot about being your authentic self.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
This tea wanted to do that.
All right.
Okay. So I do want to mention that I haven't had the tea. I'm currently now sourcing some of this tea. There's the real high quality or offering of this. They also have middle of the road. But they have faux duck sheep.
Okay.
So we want to watch out for that.
Okay.
But I'll report back.
All right.
But I have had the chocolate. That's what this was. And it's really good. Definitely has like a malty, earthy taste. And it's not sugary sweet. So that gives it staying power as far as my palate goes. And let's see. Okay, how are we doing on time?
So we're at 5 minutes.
Okay, we do have 5 minutes.
All right.
So I wanted to give a little teaser about what's coming up for next week's podcast.
Here we go. Okay.
And it has to do, our theme is time.
Okay.
And it's something about time out.
Okay.
One part of it is time out, taking time out.
Okay.
Me time.
Yes. Okay.
Self-care.
Okay. All right. Moving on.
Yes. I'm already thinking about it.
All right.
Another is a timepiece that is gaining in popularity.
Okay.
So think about this, Chris.
Yes.
What does Gilded Age, Peaky Blinders,
Yes.
and stuff we have
Yes.
in our storage,
Oh, yeah.
what do they have in common?
They're pocket watches.
Oh. You gave it away.
Oh, sorry.
All right. Well, there's still a lot to talk about on that. So, all right. So that's coming out in our time theme for this podcast. Also, I do have an update on the bronze fonts.
Okay. We were, I woke up at 3 a.m. a couple nights ago. I have not heard anything about the bronze fonts. Actually, he was on TV. Was it the Today Show or something?
Yes, he was on the morning show, the third hour.
Yeah.
And, so we had talked about the bronze fonts back in October.
Right.
Last October, because we were in Milwaukee for our son and daughter-in-law's wedding en route to Two Rivers.
Right.
And you...
I zero in on those things.
You are definitely...
Bronze fonts? I'm intrigued.
Well, that's, you find these treasures, and this is... I don't know. You're just amazing.
I know. Well, I know that.
Because once you said bronze font, I was like, where?
Yeah.
We're going.
All right.
So it was on the Milwaukee River Walk.
Yeah, right.
And it's because Happy Days, of course,
took place.
This is where it was supposed to be in Milwaukee. Mm-hmm. And Henry Winkler was Arthur Fonzarelli, the Fonz.
Right.
So as a tribute, they had this bronze Fonz. And it's a big tourist attraction.
Right.
So we went there, took our picture. And that's one of the podcasts we got a lot of viewer reaction.
Right.
People have thoughts about bronze statues.
Right, yes.
We were rating them. The awful First I Love Lucy.
Yeah.
Don Knotts.
Yeah. Better. Yeah.
And so Henry Winkler, he's 80 now.
Yeah, I know.
And he was back there in October too.
Right.
Sorry we missed him.
Yeah.
But he had one thing about that statue that he said really made him angry.
Yeah. Here come the clicks. Yeah.
It's tall.
Yeah.
It's taller than him.
Yeah.
And he's not a tall guy.
Right. Yeah.
So he said he could not look himself in the eye.
He was very good natured about it. It was kind of the joke. Yeah.
He was. And I think he said, overall he's actually quite proud of that.
Yeah.
He said before he was famous, when he was young and struggling, people said you're never going to make it.
Yeah.
And he goes, look, now I've got a bronze statue in Milwaukee.
There you go. All your prayers have been answered.
Plus he's got a lot of money.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
All right. So where are we now?
So we're at 28:04. So couple minutes.
Couple of minutes. So I just want to. I know that we're going to be talking also about game night. We did play Prosperity.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, tea blending, so much fun.
Yes.
We finally got the hang of it.
Yeah.
Of course, Sean won.
Yes.
He zeroes in on strategy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just looking at all the pretty pictures.
Yeah, that's right.
And then we have this.
Okay. Ooh.
Can you see that?
Yes.
I ordered we were talking about. You brought up Mystery Date a few podcasts ago, and you can get modern versions on Amazon. I ordered this from the Vermont Country Store.
Yeah, the OG.
Yes, they have the original version.
Right.
So you can open the door.
Yeah.
And you can get a
a
Mystery Date.
Yeah.
So you can tell this is very 60s because this was the dud.
Yeah.
Now, in my era, in the 70s, that might have been your dream date.
Right.
All right. So I think I hear that sound.
Okay, here we go.
I want to remind everybody that the blog stories on Guild Chocolates and the podcast awards banquet are in our blog stories this week. We're going to have some on timepieces coming up. And I want to thank, again, everybody here at ONTV Studios, my co-host and arm candy and co-owner of this wonderful award.
Yes.
And as we like to say at Barb's Tea Service, please stay tuned.
Excellent.